stop and listen to me carefully, my beloved child. Before tonight ends, something sacred is trying to reach you, and you cannot afford to treat this like just another video. I brought you here on purpose because this message is not casual. It is timely, personal, and deeply connected to what your heart has been carrying in silence. Stay with me all the way through, because what begins as a word of comfort is about to become a turning point, and what you hear in these moments may answer the very cry you never fully spoke out loud. Do not rush, do not scroll, and do not let distraction steal what heaven arranged for you to hear before this day is over. If you stay, you will feel why this moment found you. If you leave too soon, you may walk away from the very word your soul has been waiting for. My beloved child, before this day slips into night, I want you to slow down and hear me with your heart. I know you have been moving through this day carrying things you did not fully speak about. You answered people, you handled responsibilities, you kept yourself going, and on the outside it may have looked like everything was normal. But I saw what was happening underneath. I saw the heaviness you tried to push down. I saw the thoughts you did not want to sit with. I saw the tiredness in your spirit that no one else could read on your face. And that is why I am speaking to you now. This is not random. This is not just another passing moment in your day. I am stepping into your evening because I do not want you to enter this night carrying the same weight you carried all day. I want you to understand that when I interrupt your routine like this, it is never without purpose. I know exactly where your mind has been wandering, and I know how quickly the quiet of the night can make everything feel heavier. That is why I am drawing close before the darkness settles in too deeply around your thoughts. I want my voice to meet you before fear starts talking louder than truth. You have asked for signs in ways you may not have even realized. Sometimes it was through a whispered prayer. Sometimes it was through silence. Sometimes it was just the way your heart looked upward for a moment and hoped I still saw you. I did. I always do. You are not forgotten in the middle of ordinary days. You are not overlooked just because you kept functioning while your heart felt tired. I know how often you keep moving because you feel like you have no other choice. I know how often you tell yourself you will deal with your pain later, only for later to come when the room is quiet and your thoughts start circling again. But tonight, I do not want you to go into that cycle the same way. I want you to recognize that I am reaching for you now because something in your spirit needs to hear this before the day ends. You do not need to have perfect faith in this moment. You do not need to feel strong. You do not need to know what comes next. I am not asking you for polished words or spiritual performance. I am asking you to let me be close. I am asking you to stop long enough to let my presence become more real to you than the pressure that has been sitting on your chest. Before tonight is over, I want you to remember who is with you. I am still your father. I am still the one who sees what others miss. I am still the one who can step into the most ordinary hour and make it sacred simply because I am there. You may not know yet what I am shifting, what I am softening, or what I am already protecting you from, but that does not mean I am absent. It means I am working in ways you cannot fully measure yet. So let this moment become a turning point in your heart. Let this be the place where you stop treating your exhaustion like it is just something you have to survive. Bring it to me. Let this be the moment where you stop assuming that because the day was heavy, the night must be heavier. I can change the atmosphere of your heart before you sleep. I can quiet the noise that has been following you. I can hold you steady when your emotions feel unsettled. And I want you to know this before the night arrives in full. You are not walking into it alone. I am already there, waiting for you, and I am not finished speaking peace over your life. My beloved child, I watched you today more closely than you realize, and I want you to stop for a moment and let that truth settle deep inside you. You move through conversations, responsibilities, and ordinary moments while carrying something heavy in places no one else could see. You answered people while your heart was distracted. You smiled when your spirit felt strained. You kept going because you have learned how to survive days that quietly drain you. But I want you to know that I saw what you tried to hide. I saw the pause in your thoughts when something hurt you more than you expected. I saw the moment your chest tightened. I saw the look in your eyes that no one else noticed because they were too busy with their own concerns. You may have looked steady on the outside, but I know what was happening within you. I know when you are speaking and still aching. I know when you are functioning and still fighting. So come closer now. Stop pretending for a moment. Set down the mask you wear so well, and let me meet the real condition of your heart instead of the version of you that keeps trying to appear strong. You do not need to hide your weariness from me. Do not minimize what hurt you today. Do not brush aside what made you feel small, unsettled, or forgotten. Bring it to me exactly as it is. If a word wounded you, tell me. If a silence unsettled you, tell me. If disappointment sat on your spirit like a stone, stop carrying it alone and hand it to me now. I am not asking you to be dramatic. I am asking you to be honest. There is healing in honesty. There is freedom in letting your soul breathe again. You have spent too much time trying to hold yourself together in front of people who cannot see the full picture. But I can. I see every hidden fracture, every bruised place, every tired thought you tucked away because you felt the day had to keep moving. Listen to me carefully and receive this as deeply personal. Your hidden pain is not invisible in heaven. I have not missed a single detail. What you buried, I noticed. What you swallowed, I heard. What you concealed, I still held with tenderness. So before this night grows deeper, come sit with me and let me touch what the day disturbed. Invite me into the places you tried to manage by yourself. Do not rush past your own soul again. Slow down. Let me lift what has been pressing on you. Let me speak over the part of you that still feels unsettled. You do not have to finish this day the same way you carried it. You do not have to drag every bruise into tomorrow. I am your refuge, and I am near enough to hold what you no longer need to keep gripping. Release the pressure. Surrender the strain. Open your heart instead of closing it tighter. If you will let me, I will bring calm where your emotions feel crowded, and I will bring comfort where your thoughts have become restless. Stay with me here. Do not run from this moment. I am not only aware of what happened to you today, I am already moving to restore what it took from you. My beloved child, I need you to understand that this night is not passing by like every other night you have known. Something about this evening carries weight, and I want you to receive it with an open heart instead of treating it like another routine ending to another difficult day. You may think this is just a quiet hour, another sunset, another stretch of time where your mind starts replaying what happened and wondering what tomorrow will hold. But I am telling you gently and clearly, tonight is not ordinary. I have marked this moment with intention. I have drawn near because there is something I want to settle inside you before you sleep. There are nights when your thoughts get louder than truth, when your fears grow larger in the silence, when your disappointments return and sit beside you like unwelcome company. That is exactly why I am speaking now. I do not want fear to shape your night. I do not want regret to narrate your thoughts. I do not want your heart wandering into dark places when my presence is already reaching for you. So stop. Pause. Pay attention. Let this moment become holy because I am here in it. You may not see with your natural eyes what is shifting, but do not assume nothing is happening simply because everything around you looks familiar. Some of the most important things I do in your life begin in quiet places. I work in the unseen before I reveal anything in the visible. I calm storms in your spirit before circumstances catch up. I loosen burdens before you can explain why you suddenly feel lighter. Tonight, I am inviting you to stop measuring my movement only by what is obvious. Let your spirit become still enough to notice the deeper work. If you feel unsettled, bring that to me. If your heart feels crowded, make room for me. If your mind has been racing, slow it down and listen. Do not fill this night with noise that keeps you numb. Step away from distractions. Put down what has been draining you. Let the atmosphere around you change because you chose to make space for me. Sometimes peace enters quietly, not with spectacle, but with a gentle shift that changes the whole room inside your soul. So receive this night differently. Treat it as a threshold, not just a time of day. Come into it with expectation, not dread. Invite me into your thoughts before fear gets there first. Let me speak into the hidden tension you have been carrying. Let me soften the places in you that became hard from disappointment. Let me guard your mind before anxiety tries to settle in. You do not have to enter this night as if it belongs to darkness. It belongs to me. I was with you in the daylight, and I will be with you in the stillness. So surrender the evening to me. Hand me the worries that keep circling. Release the questions that have no answer tonight. Rest your heart in my presence and trust that I can do deep work while you are no longer striving. This is not just another night to endure. This can become a turning point, a sacred crossing, a quiet beginning of something your heart has needed for longer than you know. My beloved child, whether you admitted it out loud or only carried it deep inside your thoughts, you have been asking me for a sign. You have been looking for something real, something personal, something that would cut through the confusion and let your heart know that I am still here, still listening, still involved in what you are walking through. You may have asked in words, or you may have asked in weariness. You may have whispered a prayer, or maybe you simply stared into the silence and hoped I would answer somehow. I heard all of it. I heard the prayer you spoke with faith, and I heard the one you could barely form because your spirit was tired. I heard the question behind your sigh. I heard the ache hidden in your silence. So listen closely now and do not dismiss this moment. Stop telling yourself this is random. Stop brushing past what I am placing in front of you. This is your sign, not because it arrived with thunder, but because it reached the exact place in you that has been quietly asking if I still see you. You have been wanting reassurance because part of you has felt worn down by delay, by uncertainty, by the slow ache of waiting. You have wondered if I was still moving while your life looked unchanged. You have questioned whether your prayers were still rising or just falling back into the silence around you. But I want you to understand something that will steady your heart tonight. I do not ignore the prayers you pray when you are at your weakest. In fact, those are often the prayers I hold most tenderly. You do not need polished faith for me to respond. You do not need perfect words, perfect focus, or perfect strength. You only need honesty. Bring me the real cry. Bring me the tired question. Bring me the part of you that wants to believe but feels fragile. Come closer instead of pulling back. Let this moment land where it needs to land. Receive it as personal. Receive it as precise. Receive it as me reaching through the noise to answer the very thing you thought only you and I knew. So do not keep searching past what I am already showing you. Open your heart wider right now. Let your spirit stop running in circles. Sit with me. Listen. Pay attention to what is stirring inside you as these words settle in. That stirring matters. That inner pose matters. That sense that something about this is for you, that matters. I am inviting you to stop demanding dramatic proof while missing the gentle ways I come near. I can speak in stillness just as powerfully as I speak in storms. I can confirm my presence in quiet ways that only your spirit can recognize. So accept this sign. Let it settle your fear. Let it interrupt your doubt. Let it pull you out of the exhausting habit of wondering if I care. I do care. I am here. I am answering you now. And before this night ends, I want you to stop asking if I am listening and start resting in the truth that I already heard you. You asked me for a sign, and I have answered you, not only for you, but through you. What I am placing in your hands now is not just comfort for your own heart, but seed for the hearts of many who are still searching in the dark. When you choose to give, you are sowing light into places where confusion has taken root, and I will cause that seed to multiply beyond what you can see. Did I not say that as you give, it shall be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over? This is your moment to partner with me, to turn your answered prayer into someone else's breakthrough. If your spirit has been stirred, that is me inviting you. Do not ignore it. Support this work through Super Thanks membership with a PayPal link in the description, and watch how I breathe upon your offering like oil that never runs dry. Act now, and let your obedience become part of the sign you once asked for. My beloved child, there is something you have been holding today that I do not want you to carry any further. Before this night goes deeper, I need you to loosen your grip on it and place it in my hands. You may have picked it up this morning, or maybe you have been carrying it for weeks, months, even longer. It may be fear that keeps whispering what could go wrong. It may be regret that keeps replaying what should have happened differently. It may be hurt from words you cannot forget, disappointment from a door that stayed closed, or heaviness from a burden that has slowly become so familiar you almost forgot how tired it has made you. But hear me clearly, just because you have been carrying it does not mean it belongs to you. Stop treating every weight like it is your assignment. Stop assuming every pain must travel with you into the next hour, the next room, the next day. Come to me now, and let me show you what freedom feels like when you stop clutching what I am asking you to release. You have a habit, my child, of trying to process everything alone. You replay. You rehearse. You revisit. You try to solve, with your mind, what really needs surrender in your spirit. I understand why. You want control because control feels safer than uncertainty. But the longer you hold what is crushing you, the harder it becomes to receive the peace I am offering. You cannot cling tightly to anxiety and still fully open your hands to rest. You cannot keep feeding the wound and expect it to heal. So I am asking you gently, but firmly, let it go tonight. Hand me the thought that keeps circling. Hand me the memory that keeps reopening. Hand me the anger you have justified, the guilt you have hidden, the fear you keep calling wisdom. Ring it all. Do not edit it. Do not clean it up first. Lay it down as it is. My hands are not too weak for what is too heavy for yours. My heart is not too distant for what feels too tangled inside you. So make a decision before you sleep. Refuse to drag this burden any deeper into the night. Pause. Breathe. Speak honestly to me. Tell me exactly what hath been weighing on you, and then release it on purpose. This is not denial. This is trust. This is not pretending the problem is small. This is admitting that I am greater. Invite my peace into the exact place where tension has been living. Let me replace the pressure with presence. Let me quiet the room inside your mind. If you keep carrying what I already asked you to surrender, you will keep exhausting yourself trying to survive something I was ready to help you through. So stop now. Rest now. Let go now. Before this night ends, I want your soul lighter, your breathing steadier, and your heart reminded that you do not have to hold everything together when I am already holding you. My beloved child, I know there have been moments lately when you felt spiritually tired in a way you could not easily explain. You tried to pray, but your thoughts wandered. You tried to feel close to me, but everything seemed dull, distant, almost covered in a kind of inner fog. You wondered if something had shifted between us. You wondered if I had stepped back because your heart felt quiet in all the wrong ways. But I need you to hear me clearly tonight. I have not moved away from you. Do not let your feelings become your final authority. Do not let exhaustion convince you that distance is real when it is only what your weariness is whispering. I have been closer than your thoughts realize, nearer than your next breath, steadier than the floor beneath your feet. Even when your mind was crowded, I was there. Even when you felt numb, I was there. Even when you could not sense anything spiritual at all, I was still holding you with the same faithful hand that has carried you through every unseen battle. You have measured my nearness by emotion more often than you know. When you felt warmth, you assumed I was close. When you felt dry, you assumed I was far. But my presence is not fragile, and it does not vanish because your soul is tired. I am not a passing feeling. I am your Father. I remain. I stay. I stand beside you in rooms where nobody knows what you are carrying. I stay with you in the quiet car rides, in the late night thoughts, in the tense conversations, in the moments when you stare into space because your heart is trying to recover from something it has not fully processed yet. I was there when anxiety rose in your chest and you did not know why. I was there when your mind replayed things you wanted to forget. I was there when you smiled through weariness because you felt like the day had to keep moving. So stop telling yourself I disappeared. Stop assuming silence means separation. Stop calling yourself abandoned when heaven has never left your side. Come closer now and respond to my nearness instead of your fear. Quiet the noise around you and make room for me. Sit still for a moment. Breathe slowly. Let your shoulders drop. Let your spirit unclench. Invite me into the place where you have felt disconnected. Say what is real. Tell me where you have felt empty. Tell me where you have felt frustrated. Then stay there with me long enough to let truth settle deeper than emotion. You do not need to chase my presence as if I have gone missing. You need to receive what has already been surrounding you. So open your heart and stop striving. Rest in the reality that I am here. Let the truth become stronger than the fog. Let it become louder than the lie that says you are on your own. Before tonight is over, I want you to stop asking whether I am near and begin living as if you truly believe I never left. My beloved child, I know you have looked at parts of your life and quietly wondered if you have fallen behind. You have watched time pass. You have seen doors stay shut longer than you expected. You have prayed for movement and then sat in seasons that felt painfully slow. Some days you have tried to stay hopeful, but deep inside you questioned whether the delay meant something had gone wrong. You compared where you are to where you thought you would be by now, and that comparison left your heart heavy. But I want you to stop and hear me carefully tonight. What delayed you did not defeat you. Delay is not death. Waiting is not failure. A closed door is not the end of your story. Do not let timing talk you out of trust. Do not let slow progress make you believe I have withdrawn my hand from your life. I have not. I have been working in places you could not see, guarding you from things you did not understand, and shaping you for things you were not yet ready to carry. There were doors you begged me to open that would have wounded you if I had said yes too soon. There were people you wanted to keep that would have drained the life out of what I planted in you. There were opportunities you thought were perfect that would have crushed your peace under the weight of pressure you were not prepared for. You called some of it disappointment. I called some of it protection. You called some of it loss. I called some of it mercy. I know it did not feel kind in the moment. I know the waiting bruised your confidence. I know the silence made you question yourself. But I do not waste delay. I use it. I refine in it. I strengthen in it. I mature what is hidden before I reveal what is visible. You have not been sitting in empty time. You have been standing in sacred preparation, even when it felt like nothing was changing. So stop speaking over yourself as if you are finished because something took longer than you expected. Lift your head. Refuse the lie that says you missed your moment. Refuse the voice that says others moved ahead and you were forgotten. Your life is not a race against another person's timeline. Your journey is not measured by comparison. It is guided by my wisdom. Trust my pacing. Honor my process. Let me teach your heart to stop panicking in the pause. Instead of resenting the delay, ask me what I am building in you through it. Instead of grieving every closed door, ask me what I kept out for your good. Surrender the timeline you keep clutching and let me replace it with trust. I am not late. I am not careless. I am not overlooking you. And before this night ends, I want you to settle this in your spirit. The thing that took longer did not destroy your destiny. If anything, it kept you alive long enough to walk into it the right way. My beloved child, I know how quickly your heart can become unsettled when things grow quiet. When prayers seem unanswered, when doors stay closed, when nothing obvious moves, you begin to wonder if I have stepped back. You start reading silence as distance. You start assuming that because you cannot trace my hand, I must no longer be reaching for you. But I need you to stop doing that tonight. Stop confusing quiet with abandonment. Stop letting the stillness frighten you into false conclusions. Silence has never meant I am absent from your life. Some of the deepest work I do in you happens when there is no outward noise, no visible breakthrough, no immediate explanation to calm your mind. I often work beneath the surface first. I strengthen roots before I reveal fruit. I repair what is hidden before I restore what can be seen. So when life feels still, do not panic. Slow down. Stay with me. Let your soul learn the difference between delay and desertion, because they are not the same thing. You have been trained by pain to expect the worst in quiet seasons. When people became silent, some of them left. When answers delayed, some of your hopes were bruised. When doors closed, some opportunities disappeared for good. So now when the atmosphere around your life feels still, your mind wants to rush ahead and assume loss. I understand why. I know what shaped that reaction in you. But I do not want you carrying old wounds into every new season with me. I am not like those who vanished when you needed them. I do not withdraw because the process is slow. I do not go cold because your path is unclear. I remain. I stay present in the silence. I speak in ways deeper than sound. Sometimes I am not raising my voice because I am doing delicate work inside you that would be disturbed by noise. Sometimes the quiet you fear is actually shelter. Sometimes the pause you resent is the place where I am protecting your heart from moving too fast into something that looks good but would not end well. So tonight, change the way you respond to silence. Do not run from it. Do not fill it with noise just because it makes you uncomfortable. Sit with me in it. Bring your questions, but do not let them become accusations. Bring your confusion, but do not let it become unbelief. Open your heart and ask me what I am doing beneath the surface instead of assuming nothing is happening. Be still long enough to let your spirit breathe again. Turn off what keeps crowding your thoughts. Step away from the voices that make your fear louder. Let the quiet become sacred instead of threatening. I am here in this stillness, and I want you to discover that my presence is not always dramatic, but it is always real. Before this night ends, I want you to stop treating silence like a warning sign and start receiving it as a place where I may be doing some of my most careful, most compassionate, and most life-changing work in you. In this quiet place where you are learning that I am still present, I am also calling you to become a vessel of that same assurance for others. There are souls wandering in silence, mistaking it for abandonment, and I desire to reach them through willing hearts like yours. When you give, you are pouring oil into lamps that are about to go out, and I will ensure that your own flame never fades. Have I not spoken that those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed? This is not a small moment. It is a divine appointment wrapped in stillness. If you feel the nudge, it is my voice moving you to act. Support this mission through Super Thanks membership, with the PayPal link in the description, and I will honor your seed with peace, provision, and presence. Do not delay. Step into this moment now. My beloved child, there is something I want you to face with me tonight, and I need you to be honest enough to let me into it. Your heart is more wounded than you admit. You have become skilled at functioning while hurting. You have learned how to smile while carrying strain. You have learned how to keep conversations going while something inside you quietly aches. You tell yourself you are fine because you are still moving, still working, still showing up. But surviving is not the same as healing. Just because you kept going does not mean the wound disappeared. There are places inside you that still flinch when certain memories return. There are names that still sting. There are disappointments that left deeper marks than you ever allowed yourself to say out loud. And because you have grown used to carrying pain, you sometimes mistake familiarity for strength. But I see the truth. I know where you still tense up. I know what changed the way you trust. I know what made you more guarded, more cautious, more tired than you used to be. You do not have to hide those wounds from me, and you do not need to spiritualize them to make them easier to discuss. Call them what they are. If you were betrayed, say it. If you were rejected, admit it. If you were overlooked, misunderstood, were left carrying the consequences of someone else's choices, stop minimizing the impact it had on you. I am not asking you to relive pain for the sake of pain. I am asking you to stop pretending you are fully healed when part of your heart is still bleeding under the surface. What you bury still affects you. What you deny still shapes your reactions. What you refuse to bring into the light still whispers into your relationships, your prayers, your decisions, and your ability to receive love without suspicion. I do not expose wounds to shame you. I reveal them so I can heal them. I am not disappointed that you still hurt. I am inviting you to stop protecting the injury more than you pursue the restoration. So come to me without the polished version of your emotions. Drop the defense. Stop calling numbness peace. Stop calling distance wisdom if it is really fear. Let me touch the place you have kept guarded. Speak the truth of what happened. Tell me what still lingers. Let the tears come if they need to. Let the ache surface if it must. Healing begins when honesty opens the door. Do not keep managing pain that I am ready to mend. I want your heart softer, freer, safer in my hands than it has been in a long time. Before this night is over, invite me into the exact wound you have tried hardest to hide. Stay there with me. Do not run. Do not shut down. Let my presence go deeper than your coping. Let my love reach deeper than your defenses. You do not have to keep living as if wounded is your normal. I can restore what life bruised, and I can teach your heart how to trust again without fear controlling every step. My beloved child, I know what happens to your mind when the day grows quiet and night begins to settle around you. During the day, you can distract yourself. You can keep moving. You can answer messages, handle tasks, and stay busy enough to keep certain thoughts pushed into the background. But when evening comes, when the room gets still, when the light softens and the noise fades, the things you manage all day often come back stronger. Worries feel heavier. Regrets feel louder. Questions start circling again. You begin replaying conversations, imagining outcomes, and carrying tomorrow before tomorrow has even arrived. That is why I am speaking to you now, before fear gets comfortable in your thoughts tonight. I do not want anxiety sitting beside you as if it belongs there. I do not want dread walking into your room like it has permission to stay. So pause right here. Slow your breathing. Set down what you are already trying to solve in your mind. I am stepping into this moment because I want my voice to reach you before your fear starts writing the story of your night. You have spent too many evenings letting worry lead the conversation inside your own heart. You tell yourself you are just thinking things through, but sometimes you are not thinking. You are spiraling. You are rehearsing pain. You are feeding possibilities that have not happened. You are carrying burdens I never asked you to manage in your own strength. And because fear often arrives dressed like responsibility, you mistake it for wisdom. But I want you to discern the difference tonight. Wisdom brings clarity. Fear brings pressure. Wisdom can wait in peace. Fear demands urgency. Wisdom invites trust. Fear pushes panic. So do not give fear the authority to interpret your future. Do not let your imagination become a battlefield where every dark possibility gets more space than my promises. Instead, turn your thoughts toward me. Bring me the thing that is making your chest tighten. Bring me the conversation you are replaying. Bring me the uncertainty you keep trying to control. Speak it plainly, then release it deliberately. I am not asking you to ignore what concerns you. I am asking you to stop bowing to it. So before you sleep tonight, make a decision. Refuse to let fear become your final voice. Invite me into the exact place where tension keeps rising. Pray before you replay. Rest before you unravel. If your thoughts begin to run, stop them and come back to me. Say my name. Sit in my presence. Let the room become quieter because your spirit has chosen trust over torment. I want you to feel this deeply. The night does not belong to fear. It belongs to me. I am Lord over the darkness just as much as I am Lord over the day. I can calm the storm inside your mind. I can soften the pressure in your chest. I can guard your thoughts while you rest. So surrender this night to me now. Hand me the what-ifs. Hand me the dread. Hand me the tired, tense thoughts that keep trying to follow you into sleep. I will meet you there, and I will cover you with a peace that does not need every answer in order to stay. My beloved child, there is something I need to settle in your heart tonight because it has been quietly affecting the way you come to me. Deep inside, there is a part of you that still wonders if I am disappointed in you in a way that makes me pull back. You know your own weaknesses. You know where you have been inconsistent. You know the prayers you neglected, the moments you reacted poorly, the places where your faith felt shaky, your obedience felt incomplete, and your heart felt divided. You remember what you said, what you did, what you should have done differently. And sometimes, without even realizing it, you approach me like someone expecting distance, like someone bracing for rejection, like someone hoping I will still allow closeness after your failures. But listen to me carefully tonight. You are not in trouble with me the way fear has been telling you. I am not standing over you with coldness. I am not turning my face because you are still growing. I see your flaws clearly, and I still draw near. I know your weaknesses completely, and I still call you mine. This does not mean I ignore what needs to change in you. I love you too much for that. I will correct you. I will convict you. I will lead you out of what harms your soul. But conviction is not redemption, and correction is not abandonment. Do not confuse my loving discipline with emotional distance. Do not project human reactions onto my heart. People may have withdrawn from you when you were messy. People may have used your weakness against you. People may have made you feel like one mistake could cost you closeness. But I am not like that. I am your father. I do not expose your weakness to humiliate you. I bring it into the light so I can heal it, shape it, and teach you how to walk differently. When you fall, I do not stand back in disgust. I call you closer. When you are ashamed, I do not tell you to hide. I invite you to come honestly. When your heart is tangled, I do not demand performance. I ask for surrender. So stop running from me when you most need to come near. Stop assuming that guilt is proof I have stepped away. If anything, your need is the very reason I am reaching for you more deeply. So come to me tonight without the fear-based distance you have been carrying. Drop the inner defense. Stop bracing for punishment when I am offering restoration. Speak openly with me. Confess what needs to be confessed, yes, but then receive what I am giving, not just what you fear. Receive mercy. Receive nearness. Receive the kind of love that tells the truth and still stays. I want your heart to stop shrinking back from me every time you become aware of your imperfections. I want you to learn what it means to be corrected without feeling cast off. Let that truth settle deeply before you sleep. I am not pushing you away. I am drawing you in. I am not done with you because you are still being formed. I am still working, still teaching, still loving, still covering. So come closer now. Do not hesitate. You are not standing before a closed door. You are standing before a Father whose arms are open, even here, even now, even with everything you are still learning to lay down. My beloved child, there are things happening around you tonight that your natural eyes cannot fully measure yet, and I need you to stop assuming that because you cannot see the change, nothing is changing. Some battles last so long that they begin to feel normal. Certain emotional cycle, certain fears, certain heaviness in your thoughts, certain pattern that keep returning, they start to feel familiar, and familiarity can trick you into believing they are permanent. But I want you to hear me clearly tonight. Not everything that has lingered is allowed to stay. Some of what has weighed on you is already beginning to crack. Some of what has followed you is losing its grip. Some of what tried to settle into your life like it belonged there is being confronted by my presence right now. So stop looking only for visible proof. Stop demanding immediate evidence before you allow yourself to hope. I'm moving in places deeper than appearances. I am loosening what has held you. I am confronting what has drained you. I am breaking things that have hidden themselves in the background of your life for far too long. You have lived with certain pressures so long that you adapted to them. You learned how to function with low-level fear. You learned how to survive with recurring discouragement. You learned how to carry emotional heaviness and still keep going. But I never designed you to call bondage normal just because it stayed longer than you expected. I never intended for you to build your life around what I am preparing to remove. The enemy wants you to believe that because the battle has been familiar, it must also be final. That is a lie. What is familiar is not always forever. What I've repeated is not automatically ruin. What has followed you is not beyond my authority. So I am asking you tonight to stop agreeing with what has oppressed you. Stop making peace with what has stolen your joy. Stop speaking as if this burden owns permanent space in your story. Open your heart. Lift your eyes. Let your spirit become expectant again. Even now, things are shifting in ways you cannot yet explain. The grip of fear is weakening. The hold of despair is loosening. The pressure that has sat on your chest is not as powerful as it has tried to appear. So respond differently tonight. Do not just endure. Engage with me. Pray with expectation, not resignation. Speak life where you have been speaking defeat. Invite me into the exact cycle you are tired of repeating. Name the pattern. Name the heaviness. Name the lie you have been tolerating, and then release it under my authority. You do not need to scream to be free, but you do need to stop partnering with what I am trying to break. Come into agreement with my truth instead of your exhaustion. Let this night become a line in the sand. Refuse to keep normalizing what has wounded your peace. Refuse to keep settling into patterns that I am already shaking loose. Stay close to me. Be still enough to notice what is changing inside you. You may not have full language for it yet, but something is breaking, and when the morning comes, I want your heart to remember this. The shift began before you could see it, because I started moving before you had proof. Even as I am breaking unseen chains in your life, I am calling you to help break chains in the lives of others. What you release into my work becomes a hammer that shatters bondage, a river that reaches dry and weary souls. You may not see it immediately, but every act of giving carries my power into places your feet may never walk. Remember, I am the one who gives seed to the sower and multiplies it into a harvest of righteousness. This is your invitation to align with what I am already doing beneath the surface. If something within you is stirring, that is not coincidence. It is my spirit prompting you to move. Support through Super Thanks, membership, with a PayPal link in the description, and I will cause what you sow to return with increase, freedom, and favor. Step forward now and let your seed become part of this breaking. My beloved child, before you close your eyes tonight, I need you to pay attention to what you are allowing into your heart and mind, because not every voice deserves access to your spirit. You may think what you listen to, watch, scroll through, or sit within the final moments of your day is a small thing, but it is not small when it follows you into the night. The last voices you entertain often echo the loudest when the room gets quiet. If you fill your mind with confusion, fear will have more material to work with. If you fill your heart with noise, peace will have less room to settle. If you keep reopening emotional wounds through what you consume, do not be surprised when you lie awake feeling restless. So I am asking you tonight, lovingly but directly, guard the gate. Be selective. Be intentional. Stop giving your peace away to things that leave you spiritually cluttered. Stop feeding your soul what keeps your inner world unsettled. You have more authority over your atmosphere than you think, and I want you to use it. Some of your exhaustion is not only from what happened today. Some of it comes from what you keep letting in after the day is already done. You replay what hurt you. You revisit conversations that wounded you. You scroll through things that stir comparison, insecurity, or anxiety. You expose your mind to voices that do not carry wisdom, and then you wonder why your spirit feels crowded. But I want something better for you tonight. I want quiet. I want clarity. I want your heart less noisy and more open to my presence. So step away from what drains you. Turn off what agitates you. Put down what stirs fear. Do not make room for every voice simply because it is available. Not everything accessible is healthy. Not everything familiar is safe. Some things may seem harmless, but they leave residue in your thoughts and tension in your chest. I want you to become more discerning. Ask yourself before you sleep, does this bring me closer to peace or does it make me more unsettled? Does this help me rest, or does it feed what already burdens me? Let those questions guide you tonight. To create space for me before you sleep. Make your room quieter, your heart softer, your mind less crowded. Put away what keeps pulling you into noise. Choose stillness on purpose. Sit with me for a few moments before you close your eyes. Pray, even if the prayer is simple. Read something that feeds your spirit instead of draining it. Let your final moments tonight be shaped by peace, not pressure. Invite me into your atmosphere and let my presence become the loudest thing in the room, even in silence. This is not about rules. This is about rest. This is about protecting the place where your soul recovers. I want you to sleep covered, not cluttered. I want your mind calmer, not more chaotic. I want your spirit to exhale before the night deepens. So guard what enters, choose what stays, and trust that when you make room for me before sleep, I know how to settle over your heart with a peace that follows you all the way into the morning. My beloved child, I need you to let this truth settle deeply tonight, because too much of your recent pain has tried to rewrite how you see yourself. I have not changed my mind about you. People may have shifted. Doors may have closed. Plans may have fallen apart. Even your own confidence may have weakened under the weight of disappointment, delay, or failure. But do not confuse changing circumstances with a changing calling. Do not assume that because a season became hard, I somehow step back from what I once spoke over your life. I have not revised your worth. I have not withdrawn your purpose. I have not looked at your struggles and decided you are no longer usable in my hands. I knew the rough places in you before I called you. I knew the battles you would face before you ever stepped into them. I knew where you would stumble, where you would doubt, where you would grow tired. None of that shocked me, and none of it made me reconsider you. So stop measuring your identity by your hardest season. Stop reading temporary pain as permanent disqualification. Come closer and let me remind you who you are in my eyes. You have listened too long to voices that evaluate you by outcomes, by timelines, by visible success, by how quickly you recover, by how perfectly you perform. And because of that, when things slowed down or broke apart, part of you quietly concluded that maybe you failed in some deeper way. Maybe you missed it. Maybe you ruined something. Maybe you are not who you thought you were. But I want you to stop agreeing with it tonight. That is not my voice. My purpose in your life was never built on your perfection. It was built on my intention. I am the one who formed you. I am the one who placed gifts in you, desires in you, sensitivity in you, strength in you, and even the hunger that keeps drawing you back to me. I did not place those things in you carelessly. I did not start something in you only to abandon it in a difficult season. If the process had been painful, it is because I am shaping, not discarding. If the road has been slower than you hoped, it is because I am refining, not rejecting. What feels like interruption to you has often been preparation in my hands. So tonight, stop speaking over yourself as if you are forgotten, delayed beyond repair, or somehow left behind by my plan. Lift your head. Release the labels you picked up from pain. Refuse to let disappointment define what I still intend to fulfill. Come back into agreement with what I say about you. Let me steady your identity before you sleep. Let me quiet the inner voice that keeps questioning whether you still matter. You do matter. You are still called. You are still being formed. You are still deeply known, deeply loved, and still held in purpose even if the path feels unclear. Sit with me for a moment and let this become personal. I have not changed my mind about you. Not after the delay. Not after the struggle. Not after the mistake. Not after the season that made you question everything. I am still writing, still shaping, still guiding, and still opening what needs to open in the right time. So stop shrinking back. Receive this truth. Carry it into your night. Let it rebuild something inside you that discouragement tried to tear down. My beloved child, before this night settles any deeper, there is something I need you to do with me, and I need you to do it honestly. I need you to release the hurt you have been carrying from what others have done to you. I know this is not light. I know this is not simple. I know some of what happened left marks that still ache when you least expect it. There are words you remember, moments you replay, betrayals you still feel in your body, not just in your memory. You may have tried to move on, but the wound still tightens something inside you. And because of that, you have carried pain into places that were meant for peace. But listen carefully, my child. I do not want you sleeping with poison in your spirit. I do not want resentment curled up inside your chest while you are asking me for rest. I do not want you carrying the injury so long that it starts shaping your identity, your trust, and your ability to receive love without suspicion. So come to me now. Bring me the offense. Bring me the face, the memory, the words, the disappointment. Do not hide it. Do not soften it. Lay it before me. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was acceptable. It does not mean what they did no longer matters. It does not mean you pretend there was no wound. I am not asking you to call darkness light. I am asking you to stop carrying what is slowly draining the life out of your heart. You were never meant to hold on to bitterness as a form of protection. It may feel like control, but it is actually captivity. The longer you keep rehearsing the injury, the more room it takes up inside you. It steals energy from your peace. It keeps the wound open. It follows you into new conversations, new relationships, and even your time with me. And I know part of you fears that if you forgive, it means justice disappears. But justice does not depend on your pain staying active. Trust me with what you cannot resolve. Trust me with what they never acknowledge. Trust me with what was unfair. I see it all more clearly than you do, and I am not blind to what wounded you. I can handle what you cannot untangle. So tonight, before your heart grows heavier, release them into my hands. Speak their name if you need to. Tell me exactly what still hurts. Then choose, with trembling if necessary, to let go of your right to keep reliving it as if your healing depends on holding it. It does not. Your healing begins when you stop protecting the wound and start entrusting it to me. Do not wait until you feel ready. Sometimes freedom begins with obedience before emotion catches up. Let forgiveness be the door you open, not because the pain was small, but because I am greater than what happened to you. Come here and let me cleanse the bitterness before it hardens. Let me touch the anger before it settles deeper. Let me protect your heart from becoming shaped by what hurt it. I want you lighter tonight. I want you freer tonight. I want your spirit able to breathe again. So forgive before the night grows heavier, and let me carry what has already cost you enough. My beloved child, before you close your eyes tonight, I want you to understand something your heart has been struggling to accept. Rest is not weakness, and it is not a responsibility. Rest can be an act of trust. You have been carrying so much in your mind that even when your body is tired, your thoughts keep working as if they believe everything depends on them. You keep planning, replaying, analyzing, anticipating, and trying to solve tomorrow before it arrives. You tell yourself that if you think long enough, maybe you can control what happens next. But I need you to hear me tonight with tenderness and truth. You do not have to hold your whole future together before you sleep. You do not need to force clarity out of your exhaustion. You do not need to earn peace by mentally exhausting yourself first. Come here. Sit with me for a moment. Breathe slowly. Loosen the grip of your thoughts. Let your soul stop performing. I am asking you to trust me enough to rest, because the moment you finally stop striving is often the moment your heart remembers that I am still God and you are still safely held. You have mistaken tension for responsibility more times than you realize. You have felt guilty for resting when problems remain unsolved. You have believed that staying mentally busy somehow proves you care deeply enough. But there is a difference between caring and carrying what was never assigned to you. Some things are yours to pray about, but not yours to control. Some things are yours to steward, but not yours to obsess over. Some things require faith more than effort. If you keep dragging tomorrow into tonight, you will rob yourself of the very recovery you need to face what comes next with strength. I never designed your mind to be a battlefield every evening. I never intended for your bed to become a place of burden instead of restoration. I can work while you sleep. I can move in what you cannot fix by staying awake. I can soften what feels impossible, align what feels delayed, and guard what you are too tired to keep guarding. You are not more powerful when you refuse to rest. You are simply more depleted. So tonight, choose differently. Put down the mental list. Stop rehearsing the worst-case scenario. Release the unfinished conversation. Release the unanswered question. Release the pressure to have everything figured out before morning. Speak to me honestly, then let the weight leave your hands. Lie down without demanding certainty. Let your body settle. Let your breathing slow. Invite me into the room and trust that I am still working while you are no longer pushing. This is not quitting. This is surrender. This is not giving up. This is giving over. Let your rest become worship tonight. Let it become your quiet declaration that I am enough even when you do not have answers. I want your heart softer when you sleep, your mind calmer when you drift off, and your spirit less burdened by what it was never meant to carry alone. So rest, my child. Rest deeply. Rest deliberately. Rest like someone who knows that while your eyes are closed, my hands are still moving. As you rest in me and release what you cannot carry, I invite you into a different kind of trust, one that sows even while you surrender. Your giving is not striving, it is faith in motion, a quiet declaration that I am your source and your supply. When you release what is in your hand, I release what is in mine, and my resources are without limit. Did I not promise that those who trust in me will lack no good thing? What you give becomes bread for the hungry, light for the lost, and strength for the weary, and I will guard and multiply it. Let this act flow from your place of rest, not pressure. Support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and watch how I return it with peace and provision. Do it now, and let your trust become tangible. My beloved child, before this night moves any further, I need you to make a decision in your heart, because what you agree with is shaping more of your life than you realize. You have heard many voices lately, and not all of them have spoken truth over you. Some have told you that you are falling behind. Some have whispered that nothing will really change. Some have suggested that because you are tired, you must also be defeated. Others have replayed old shame, old fear, old disappointment, until it began to sound familiar enough that you almost accepted it as reality. But tonight, before midnight, I want you to stop and choose agreement with my voice instead. Do not let every thought that passes through your mind take a seat at your table. Do not let every fear become a prophecy. Do not let every memory become your identity. Pause right now. Quiet the noise. Bring your attention back to me. I am speaking, and what I say about you carries more weight than the lies that have been trying to settle over your heart. You have been more influenced by inner agreement than you realize. When you repeatedly believe you are stuck, you begin to move like someone with no future. When you repeatedly believe you are forgotten, you start interpreting every delay as rejection. When you repeatedly believe nothing good is coming, your heart begins to brace against hope before hope even arrives. That is why this matters so deeply tonight. Agreement is not passive. It is powerful. It is the quiet place where your future either strengthens or slowly starts to shrink. So I am asking you now, lovingly but firmly, stop agreeing with what is harming you. Stop repeating the lie just because it feels familiar. Stop giving emotional authority to voices that do not come from me. Instead, agree with truth. Agree that I am still with you. Agree that your present pain is not the end of your story. Agree that I am still writing, still guiding, still restoring, still protecting, even when the path feels unclear. You do not need to force emotion into it. You simply need to choose what you will stand with. So before midnight, make this moment intentional. Sit with me. Name the lie that has been following you. Then reject it. Replace it with what I say. If fear says you are alone, answer it with my presence. If shame says you are disqualified, answer it with my mercy. If delay says you have missed your time, answer it with my timing. Let this become a holy exchange in your heart. Do not just hear truth. Agree with it. Speak it. Receive it. Let it settle deeper than the voices that have exhausted you. I want your night to be shaped by alignment, not confusion. I want your spirit to cross into rest carrying my words, not the enemy's whispers. So choose carefully, my child. Choose what you will believe before the day ends. Choose what you will let follow you into sleep. Choose my voice, and let it become the sound that steadies you when everything else tries to pull you apart. My beloved child, no matter how this day unfolded, I want you to know something before the night goes any further. There is still time for peace tonight. You may feel like the day was too messy, too draining, too emotionally heavy to end gently. You may feel like too much was said, too much was left unsaid, too much went wrong, or too much is still unresolved. But do not assume that because the day was hard, the night must carry the same weight. Do not decide too quickly that because your heart feels unsettled now, it must remain that way until morning. I can still meet you here. I can still soften what has tightened inside you. I can still calm the places that have been racing all day. So stop for a moment and let that truth settle in your spirit. You are not too late for peace just because the clock has moved forward. You are not disqualified from rest because the day was difficult. Come closer. Sit with me now. Bring me the tension you are still holding. Bring me the words you keep replaying. Bring me the ache you thought would follow you into tomorrow. There is still time for me to change the atmosphere of your heart before you sleep. You have a tendency to believe that if the day began heavy, it must also end heavy. You carry emotional bruises from one hour into the next as if there is no doorway between them. But I want you to stop living like peace only belongs to perfect days. Peace is not the reward for a trouble-free life. Peace is my presence meeting you in the middle of what still feels unfinished. That means even now, even with unanswered questions, even with loose ends, even with the sting of what hurt you today, I can settle your soul. I can lower the pressure in your chest. I can quiet the loop in your thoughts. I can bring stillness where your emotions have been restless. But you must stop rehearsing what wounded you long enough to let me speak over it. You must stop assuming your stress deserves the final word. Open your hands. Release the day. You do not need to drag every difficult moment into the night as proof that it mattered. It mattered and I saw it. Now let me hold it so you do not have to keep carrying it. So before you sleep, make room for peace on purpose. Turn down the noise. Step away from what stirs you up. Sit in the quiet with me for a few moments and let your breathing slow. Tell me honestly what still hurts, what still bothers you, what still feels unresolved. Then stop striving and let me cover it. I am not asking you to force a feeling. I am inviting you to receive a presence. Let peace come in gently if that is how it comes. Let it settle in layers if that is what your heart needs. Do not rush the moment. Do not assume nothing is happening because it feels subtle. Peace often enters softly before it becomes strong. I want your night to end differently than your day. I want your spirit to exhale. I want your mind to loosen. I want your heart to remember that I am able to bring calm even late in the hour. So receive it now. There is still time for peace tonight, and I am still here to give it. My beloved child, do not underestimate what can happen between you and me in a quiet moment like this. You may think that if something truly life-changing were going to happen, it would come in a dramatic way, in a public moment, in a visible breakthrough everyone could recognize. But some of the deepest shifts in your life will happen where no one else sees them. They will happen in still rooms, in honest prayers, in a hidden surrender, in the quiet place where you stop performing and finally let me touch what you have been guarding. That is why I want you to treat this night differently. Do not let it pass as just another evening. Do not let it dissolve into distraction, tiredness, or emotional numbness. This night can become a turning point if you let it. A private surrender can redirect a public season. A quiet decision can break a long pattern. A whispered prayer can do more than 100 restless thoughts ever could. So come close. Slow down. Stay with me here. I want to do something deeper than comfort you for a moment. I want to begin shifting something in you that tomorrow will start to reveal. You have spent enough time trying to hold yourself together without letting me all the way in. You have survived. You had endured. You have managed. But managing is not the same as transformation. You know there are places in you that need more than coping. You know there are patterns that keep repeating, reactions that keep resurfacing, fears that keep circling, and emotional weights that do not fully lift just because time passes. That is why I am inviting you into more than a soothing moment tonight. I am inviting you into a sacred exchange. Bring me the thing you have avoided naming. Bring me the habit you keep excusing. Bring me the fear you keep hiding behind logic. Bring me the weariness you have normalized. Do not protect what is hurting you. Do not hide what I am ready to heal. If you will be honest with me tonight, if you will stop filtering your heart and simply place it before me, I can begin a work in you that reaches further than you imagine. This is how turning points often begin, not with noise, but with surrender. So do not rush away from this moment. Today, let this night become a line in the sand between what has been and what no longer needs to continue. Speak plainly with me. Release what need to releasing. Repent where you need to repent. Forgive where you need to forgive. Rest where you have been striving. Choose trust where fear has been loud. This is not about perfection. It is about willingness. I do not need a flawless heart to begin deep work. I need an open one. So open it now. Let me in more fully than you did yesterday. Let this become the night you stopped surviving and started surrendering. Let this become the moment you stopped calling the burden normal and started believing I could actually lift it. I am here, and I am ready. This night can become a turning point, not because of your strength, but because of your yes. And if you give me that yes, even quietly, even trembling, even tired, I know how to turn a hidden moment into the beginning of a changed life. My beloved child, before this night closes and this day becomes a memory, I want you to end it with me. Do not let this day finish in panic, in pressure, in mental exhaustion, or in the quiet ache of carrying everything by yourself. Come here first. Sit with me for a moment before you sleep. You do not need a long speech. You do not need polished words. You do not need to sound strong, spiritual, or put together. I am not asking for performance. I am asking for your presence. Bring me the real version of you, the tired version, the uncertain version, the version that still has questions, the version that wants peace but does not know how to quiet the mind, the version that has held on all day and now feels the weight of it. Bring all of that to me. Do not hold anything back tonight. Open your heart fully. Let this day end in my presence instead of your overthinking. Let it end in surrender instead of strain. Let it end with my peace settling over the places in you that have felt crowded, restless, and worn thin. You have spent enough time carrying what should have been handed to me hours ago. You have carried conversations, emotions, disappointments, fears, responsibilities, and the invisible pressure of trying to hold yourself together while still wondering what tomorrow will bring. But tonight, I am inviting you to stop. Stop striving. Stop replaying. Stop trying to solve what cannot be solved in this hour. Stop reaching for control when what you truly need is comfort. I want your final moments tonight to feel different. I want your breathing to slow. I want your shoulders to soften. I want your spirit to remember that I am still your father, still your refuge, still your covering, still the one who remains when everything else feels uncertain. Even if the day was hard, I can still make the ending holy. Even if your heart feels fragile, I can still hold it steady. Even if you do not know what tomorrow contains, I already stand there waiting. So trust me with the unfinished. Trust me with the unanswered. Trust me with the ache that still has not found language. I know it all, and I am not overwhelmed by any of it. So do this now, my child. Before you close your eyes, pause and invite me in. Whisper my name. Sit in the quiet. Lay the day at my feet piece by piece if you need to. Release the fear. Release the tension. Release the pressure to understand everything tonight. Let my presence become the final atmosphere around your heart before sleep. I want you to fall asleep knowing something deeply personal and unshakably true. You are not alone. You have not been forgotten, and what comes next is already in my hands. Let that truth cover you like a blanket. Let it quiet the room inside your mind. Let it settle into your spirit until peace feels more natural than panic. This is how I want this day to end. Not with noise, not with striving, not with heaviness, but with you resting close to me. Stay here a little longer. Do not rush away. Let my love be the last voice you hear tonight, and let your soul go to sleep held, helped, and wholly safe in me. As you end this day in my presence, I am inviting you to seal this moment with an act that reaches beyond yourself. What you place into my hands tonight becomes a covering over others, a channel through which my word flows into hearts that are still waiting. Your giving is like releasing manna into the wilderness, sustaining those who are weary and searching for hope. I see every seed, and I declare that it will not return void but will accomplish what I have sent it to do. This is not just generosity. This is partnership with heaven at the close of your day. If you feel the pull, it is me drawing you into something eternal. Support through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and I will bless you with abundance, protection, and peace that carries into tomorrow. Act now, and let your day end in obedience and overflow. Before you leave this moment, do not stay silent. If this message found you before tonight for a reason, then seal it with faith and comment, "Before tonight ends, God is speaking to me." Let that declaration be your line in the sand, your personal yes, your holy response to what heaven placed in front of you. Do not scroll past what your spirit knows was meant for you. Type it boldly, type it with expectation, and let your comment become your agreement with what God is already doing in your life. Tonight is not ordinary, my child, and neither is your next chapter. Because the moment you acknowledge my voice, something begins to shift inside you. The distractions around you may still exist, the pressures may still be waiting, and the noise of this world may not suddenly disappear, but your spirit starts to awaken to a deeper truth. You were never meant to face this life disconnected from me. I know how loud your days have become and how difficult it has been to find a quiet place within your own heart. So many voices have demanded your attention that you have almost forgotten what peace sounds like. But tonight, I am drawing you away from the chaos for a reason. Before this night slips away, I want you to become still enough to recognize that my presence has been surrounding you all along, even in the middle of your exhaustion, confusion, and unseen battles. Now listen carefully, because I am speaking directly into the place where your soul has been aching the most. I am here with you right now, and I need you to lean in closely because I have something to say to you before this night ends. You have spent your entire day swimming through a sea of noise, haven't you? I have seen you navigating the constant pings of your phone, the heavy demands of your boss, and the endless chatter of a world that never seems to stop talking. You feel that exhaustion in your temples and that tightness in your chest because you have been trying to hear your own thoughts above the roar of the crowd. I am commanding you right now to stop. I want you to set down the heavy weight of everyone else's opinions and expectations. You must silence the voices of the people who don't know your heart like I do. I am inviting you into a sacred stillness where it is just me and you. Hear the rhythm of your own breathing and recognize that I am the one who gave you that breath. I have orchestrated this very moment, this specific second in time, for us to meet because I know you are at a breaking point. You didn't stumble upon this by accident. I pulled you away from the chaos because I love you too much to let you keep running on empty. I want you to open the ears of your heart and listen to my whisper. You often look for me in the lightning or the earthquakes of life, but I am usually in the quiet pause after the storm. I am asking you to be spiritually obedient today by simply being still. You have spent so much energy talking, pleading, and explaining yourself to people who don't understand you, but now I am telling you to be quiet so you can finally receive. I see the distractions that cloud your vision, the bills on the counter, the tension in your marriage, the worry about your children's future. I am commanding you to push those things to the perimeter of your mind. You cannot see the path I have laid for you if you are only looking at the obstacles. Trust me enough to look at my face instead of your problems. I promise you that if you seek my word tonight, you will find a peace that makes no sense to the world around you. This is not a hollow motivational speech. This is a divine encounter designed to rebuild your soul. You must understand that hearing me is a choice you have to make every single day. I'm always speaking, but you are not always listening. I am inviting you to tune your heart to my frequency. Think about the way a radio works. If you are on the wrong station, all you hear is static. I am telling you to turn the dial. Step away from the news that scares you and the social media that makes you feel like you aren't enough. I am your Father, and I am telling you that you are more than enough. You are my precious child, and I have heavenly counsel to give you that will solve the problems you've been losing sleep over. I want you to feel my presence wrapping around you right now like a warm blanket on a cold night. I am here to settle your nerves and steady your hands. You might ask me, why now, Lord? Why tonight? I am answering you directly, because I see the silent tears you shed when no one else is looking. I hear the prayers you're too tired to even speak out loud anymore. I chose this moment because your heart is finally soft enough to hear the truth. I am breaking through the walls you've built to protect yourself. You don't have to be strong with me. You don't have to pretend you have it all figured out. I am commanding you to drop the act. Just listen. Let my words sink deep into your reality. I am not a distant God living in the clouds. I am right here in the room with you, sitting on the edge of your bed, walking with you in your kitchen. I am personally involved in every detail of your life, from the way you handle your finances to the way you feel when you wake up in the morning. Believe me when I say that those who listen to my voice will never walk in darkness. You are entering a season of clarity, but it starts with this one act of listening. Breathe in my peace. Exhale your stress. I am speaking. Are you ready to hear what I have to say? I want you to take a deep breath right now and feel the weight of your past beginning to shift. I am looking directly at the mistakes you made yesterday, the regrets from 10 years ago, and the secrets you think define who you are, and I am telling you to release them into my hands. You have been carrying a mountain of homework that was never yours to finish. The homework of trying to earn my love or fix what is already broken. I am commanding you to stop looking in the rearview mirror of your life. You cannot drive into the destiny I have written for you if you are obsessed with the wreckage behind you. I am the God of the new morning, and I declare to you that my mercy is not a limited resource. It is fresh, it is vibrant, and it is waiting for you the moment you open your eyes. Understand that your history is not your identity. You are like a Ferrari driving with a handbrake on, held back by the self-limiting belief that you are your worst decisions. I am reaching down to release that handbrake. I am breaking the generational cycles that have plagued your family for decades, the addiction, the anger, the poverty of spirit. I am snapping those links right now. I want you to visualize those chains falling away, making a sharp, metallic sound as they hit the floor. They no longer had a grip on you because I have forgiven you completely. When I look at you, I don't see your sin. I see my child, draped in light. I am inviting you to step out of the shadows of regret and into the warmth of my presence. Stop punishing yourself for things I have already forgotten. You are spending your life in a cold, dark cellar of your own making, shivering under the memory of old failures. I'm opening the door and calling you into the sun. Walk toward me. Every step you take away from your past is a step toward the power I have placed inside you. I promise that your future will not look like your past because I am the one holding the pen. I see the way you look at your bank account and the way your heart sinks when the bills arrive. I hear the silent calculations you make at night, wondering if there will be enough. I am Jehovah Jireh, your provider, and I am commanding you to stop measuring my ability by your bank balance. Your earthly storehouse may look empty, but my heavenly resources are infinite. I want you to remember the loaves and the fishes. I took a small, insignificant lunch and fed thousands. I am doing the same for you. I am multiplying your time, your energy, and your finances in ways that defy logic. Trust my timing even when the resources seem scarce. I often wait until the 11th hour not to scare you, but to show you that the breakthrough came from my hand and not your own effort. I am opening doors for you right now that no man, no boss, and no economy can shut. You have been pushing against walls, but I am telling you to stand still and watch me move them. I am orchestrating connections and opportunities while you sleep. Choose faith over fear today. Fear is a thief that steals the joy of the provision I have already given you. I am inviting you to live with a heart of radical gratitude. When you thank me for the little you have, you unlock the door to the much I want to give. I am your Father, and I take pleasure in the prosperity of my children. I am not just giving you enough to survive. I am preparing you to thrive so you can be a river of blessing to others. I am the great physician, and I am kneeling beside you to tend to the hidden scars that no one else can see. You have learned to smile through the pain, but I see the broken pieces of your heart scattered like glass. I am not afraid of your brokenness. In fact, I am drawn to it. I am gathering those pieces right now, and I am making something more beautiful than you can imagine. Your grief is not a burden to me. It is a bridge to my heart. I am applying the soothing balm of my presence to your soul. Feel the coolness of my spirit washing over the inflammation of your anxiety. I am restoring the joy that the world, the critics, and the tragedies tried to steal from you. You have walked through the valley of the shadow for a long time, feeling the bite of the cold wind, but I am your shepherd, and I am leading you to the still waters. I declare total restoration over your mind and your spirit. The trauma that has kept you awake will no longer have power over your dreams. I am healing your memories. I am erasing the sting of the words spoken against you. I am inviting you to rest in the certainty that you are whole in me. You are not damaged goods. You are a masterpiece in progress, and I am finishing the work I started in you. I know you are tired. I see how you feel like you are walking through thick mud, trying to keep up with a world that demands too much of you. I am inviting you to exchange your weakness for my supernatural power. Stop trying to be the hero of your own story. You were never meant to carry the world on your shoulders. That is my job. I am commanding you to find rest for your soul in me. When you feel like you cannot take another step, I want you to imagine yourself mounting up on wings like an eagle. You aren't meant to just survive the storm. You are meant to rise above it. My grace is sufficient for this very trial, this very hour, and this very minute. It is like a reservoir that never runs dry, no matter how much you draw from it. Stand firm when you feel like giving up. I am holding your hand through every step of the climb. When your knees buckle, my strength will hold you up. I am not watching you from a distance. I am the oxygen in your lungs and the fire in your bones. You have the DNA of a conqueror because you belong to me. Take heart, my child. The summit is closer than you think, and I will be there to celebrate your victory. You have received my ultimate strength to rise above your massive storm today, but there are millions still trapped in the dark valley of exhaustion waiting to hear this exact message. Your financial support is the very lifeline that pulls drowning souls out of their terrifying waters. I am directly inviting you to partner with me to carry this heavy torch of truth to the broken-hearted who are completely ready to give up. When you aggressively sow a seed of faith into this mission, it becomes a raging river of living water in someone else's dry desert. I promise you right now, give, and it will be given back to you. A massive, pressed down, and violently overflowing harvest poured directly into your lap. I deeply decree that your radical generosity today will build an impenetrable, absolute wall of protection and explosive favor around your own home. This is a critical, divine appointment to multiply your blessing before the sun sets tonight. Step out in bold obedience right now and use the super thanks. Join the powerful membership or sow your seed through the PayPal link in the description. My precious child, do not pull away from me now. It would deeply grieve my heart if you stopped listening when we are just getting started. I am actively pouring the heavy, supernatural healing you have been begging for right into your exhausted soul. Stay with me. Listen closely. To walk away right now is to leave your massive miracle sitting completely untouched on the table. Do not break this sacred connection. Your total breakthrough is in the very next breath. I have placed a hedge of protection around you and your home that the enemy cannot penetrate. I am commanding you to stop living in dread of the what-ifs. You are dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, a fortress so strong that no arrow flying by day can reach you. I have stationed my angels at your front door and your back door. They stand guard over your coming and your going, even when you are unaware of their presence. You are safe under the shadow of my almighty wings. Think of the peace a small bird feels tucked away from the storm. That is the peace I offer you tonight. I am fighting battles for you in the unseen realm that you don't even know about. I am blocking the schemes of those who wish you harm and diverting the obstacles intended to trip you up. Rest securely tonight. I neither slumber nor sleep, so you can. I am your shield, your rampart, and your very present help in times of trouble. You do not have to be afraid of the news, the rumors, or the darkness. I have already won the victory. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. Trust in my power to keep you, for nothing can snatch you out of my hand. I see you standing right in the middle of a crossroad, looking left and looking right, completely paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice. You are terrified of taking a wrong turn and ruining your life. You stay awake at night running through all the possible scenarios, trying to predict the future, trying to figure out how to pay for the next step, trying to manage the expectations of the people who depend on you. I am telling you to stop pacing the floor. I am your guide, and I have never lost a single sheep. You want me to give you the entire map of your life right now, but I am offering you something better. I am offering you my hand. I am giving you a lamp for your feet, not a spotlight for the next 10 years. I give you enough light for the very next step, and I do this so you will lean on me, trust me, and walk closely by my side. If I showed you the entire journey today, the obstacles would terrify you, and the blessings would make you proud. So, I give you exactly what you need for today. Just take the next step. I am already in your tomorrow, waiting for you. You feel like you are walking through a dry, barren desert right now. The relationships that used to refresh you feel empty. Your job feels like a dead end. You look around and see nothing but wilderness, and you wonder if I have forgotten you in this lonely place. I hear your silent cry, why am I stuck here while everyone else is moving forward? I am telling you the truth right now. I use the desert seasons to train you. The wilderness is not a punishment. It is a preparation room. In the quiet of the desert, I am stripping away the habits, the toxic mindsets, and the false comforts that you used to rely on instead of me. I am refining your character so that when I hand you the blessing I have prepared, you will be strong enough to carry it without it destroying you. Do not rush this season. I am the Good Shepherd, and I know exactly how to lead you out of this dry place and guide you to the still waters. But you must listen for my voice. The world is shouting at you with a million different opinions. Social media is telling you to hustle harder. Your anxiety is telling you to panic. I am telling you to be still. When you have a difficult decision to make, do not let panic drive your car. Do not let pressure force your hand. I lead with peace. If a path does not bring you deep, internal peace, do not walk down it. Trust my narrow path, even when it looks harder, because it is the only path that leads to true life. Follow my peace, and you will find your way out of the wilderness. I am with you in the lonely places, and I'm guiding you home. You look at your past and you see a pile of ashes. You look at the struggles you have endured, the broken relationships, the financial failures, the addiction, the deep grief, and you think they disqualify you from being used by me. You carry a secret shame, believing that if people really knew what you have survived, they would turn away. I am commanding you right now to stop hiding your scars. Your scars are not proof of your failure. They are proof of my healing. I did not cause the pain that broke your heart, but I promise you this: I will not waste a single tear you have cried. I am taking the very things the enemy tried to use to destroy you, and I am turning them into your greatest weapon. I am inviting you to open your mouth and share the wonders I have performed in your life. Do not give them a polished, fake version of your story. Give them the raw truth. Tell them how you sat on the bathroom floor and cried. Tell them how you almost gave up. And then, tell them how I stepped in and held you together. There is someone in your life right now, a coworker, a family member, a friend, who is drowning in the exact same ocean you just survived. They are looking for a lifeline. When you share your struggle, your story becomes a bright beacon of hope in their dark night. Your honesty gives them permission to breathe again. You defeat the darkness in your life and in theirs by the simple, powerful word of your testimony. You have been searching for your life's purpose, looking for it in job titles, bank accounts, and the approval of others. I am telling you that your purpose is hidden right inside the pain you have endured. You are a living, breathing light in this dark world, placed here to reflect my eternal glory. When you choose to trust me with your story, you create a ripple effect that changes generations. One simple act of you saying, "I was broken, but God put me back together," can break chains off people you have not even met yet. Do not stay silent. Do not let the adversary convince you that your voice does not matter. I have given you a story of survival, and now it is time for you to use it to set the captives free. I know how much you hate waiting. I see the frustration boiling inside you when you pray for a breakthrough and nothing seems to change. You look at your phone, you look at the calendar, and you feel like time is running out. You see other people getting the promotion, getting married, buying the house, and moving forward, and you ask me, why not me? Have you forgotten me? I want you to hear me very clearly right now. My no is very often a not yet. I am not delaying your blessing to tease you. I am holding it back to protect you. You are looking at a tiny piece of the puzzle, but I am looking at the entire picture of your life from beginning to end. My timing is not just good, it is perfect. I am commanding you to stop trying to force doors open that I have firmly closed. When you rush ahead of my perfect plan, you step out of my covering. You take on burdens you were never meant to carry. The danger of rushing is that you end up settling for a counterfeit version of the blessing I actually wanted to give you. I am orchestrating circumstances right now behind the scenes. I am moving people into place. I am shifting resources. I am changing hearts. All of this takes time, and I am asking you to trust my eternal clock. Life synchronized with my timing is a life of deep, unshakable peace. You do not have to hustle, manipulate, or strive to get what I have already promised you. What has your name on it will not pass you by. I am inviting you to let patience do its work in you during this season of waiting. The waiting room is not a punishment. It is where I build your spiritual muscles. How you wait is just as important as what you are waiting for. Keep your attitude right. Keep showing up. Keep being faithful with the small things I have put in your hands today. Do not let the spirit of comparison steal your joy. I make all things beautiful in their time. When the season is right, I will open the door so wide that you will stand amazed, and you will look back and thank me for making you wait. Rest in the knowledge that your future is safely locked in my timing. I see the way you look at yourself in the mirror. I hear the brutal, cruel things you whisper to yourself when you fail. You call yourself a failure. You call yourself unwanted. You call yourself not smart enough, not attractive enough, not successful enough. I am commanding you right now to silence those lies. Where did you learn to speak to yourself with such hatred? That is the voice of the enemy trying to keep you small, and you have been agreeing with him for far too long. I am telling you to reclaim your spiritual identity today. You are not a mistake. You are not an afterthought. You are a child of the King of Kings, and it is time you started walking, talking, and living like royal blood runs through your veins. I want you to look down at your own hands right now. Look at your palms. I have written your name on the palms of my hands. I cannot look at my own hands without seeing you, thinking of you, and loving you. You are permanently engraved in my heart. The world tries to define your worth by your job title, your relationship status, or the number in your bank account. The world's metrics are garbage. Your worth was established before you took your first breath, simply because I breathed life into you. You are an heir to the absolute promises of my kingdom. Every blessing, every protection, and every grace I possess is available to you because you belong to me. You must step into the authority I have bestowed upon you. Stop walking into rooms with your head down, apologizing for taking up space. I placed you in your family, in your job, and in your city on purpose. You carry my spirit inside you. When you speak truth, darkness has to flee. I am inviting you to live with the quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from being truly, deeply, and fiercely loved by the Creator of the universe. The next time the inner critic tells you that you are worthless, I want you to answer back with the truth. I am chosen. I am forgiven. I am deeply loved. Wear your identity like a crown today, and do not let anyone take it off your head. You are my royal child, completely restored and crowned with absolute authority, and now I need you to help me rescue those still chained in the dark. Your vital financial support physically ensures that this exact word of total freedom reaches the silent prisoners who have forgotten their true, royal name. I am personally calling you to fund the absolute front lines of this massive spiritual rescue mission today. Every seed you aggressively plant becomes a blazing, undeniable fire that burns away the heavy shadows of depression in another person's life. I speak this truth over you right now. He who refreshes others will be completely and heavily refreshed by my own hand. I promise to fiercely multiply your finances and cover your family with absolute, unshakable peace because you chose to build my kingdom tonight. Do not delay this urgent act of love. There is a shattered soul waiting to hear this message right now who cannot afford to wait until tomorrow. Release your powerful seed right now through a super thanks. Become a channel of explosive light through membership, or securely use the PayPal link in the description below. Are you still listening? I am urgently pleading with you. Do not shut me out now. It absolutely breaks my Father's heart when you settle for the world's cheap noise just because you are tired. I am actively handing you the ultimate keys to your profound destiny tonight. If you silence my voice right now, you will miss the exact, explosive revelation designed to shatter your remaining chains. Lean in closer. The most powerful words I have for your life are arriving right now. You are exhausted. I know you are tired of doing the right thing when it feels like no one notices and nothing changes. You have been planting good seeds for years. You have been biting your tongue when you wanted to scream. You have been going to work and giving your best when you felt underappreciated. You have been praying for your children, your spouse, and your future late into the night, watering those prayers with your own tears. You look at the dirt and you see nothing growing, and you are tempted to just give up and walk away. I am commanding you to keep planting. Do not drop your tools. The spiritual law of seed time and harvest cannot be broken, and your harvest is closer than you think. I see the fruit of the labors that you thought were completely hidden. I saw the moment you chose integrity when you could have cheated. I saw the time you gave money to someone else when you barely had enough for yourself. I saw the grace you extended to someone who hurt you. Not a single act of your faithfulness has slipped past my notice. Every single good choice you have made is a seed planted in fertile soil, and I am sending the rain. You are about to step into a season where you reap what you have sown. The tears you cried in the dark are going to produce a joy so heavy and profound that it will take your breath away. This harvest is not just for you. It is going to overflow into the lives of your children and your children's children. Your steadfast prayer is breaking curses and setting up blessings for generations you will never even meet on this earth. I am a God of multiplication. You handed me a small seed of obedience, and I am preparing a forest of blessing in return. You have been hoping for just enough to get by, but I operate in the realm of much more. I am preparing to overwhelm you with my goodness. Do not grow weary in doing good. Keep your heart right. Keep your hands open and get ready to catch the massive harvest I am dropping into your life. I see that tight knot in your stomach. I feel the heavy tension you carry in your shoulders every single day. You wake up at 3 in the morning, staring at the dark ceiling, letting your mind run wildly through every worst-case scenario. You are terrified of the future. You are afraid of the pressure at your job, afraid of the bills piling up on the counter, and afraid that your children are going to make the wrong choices. I am commanding you right now to give me that fear. Hand it over to me. I did not give you a spirit of fear. That heavy, suffocating dread you feel does not come from me. I gave you a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound, clear mind. You are allowing the enemy to project a terrifying movie of disaster in your mind, and you are sitting there watching it like it is the absolute truth. Stop watching the enemy's movie. I am the director of your life, and I write the final scene. I want you to cast all your anxieties upon me right now, because I care for you deeply and completely. I am strong enough to carry the massive weight of your tomorrow. You are trying to carry a heavy backpack full of rocks that I never asked you to pick up. Take it off. Drop it at my feet right now. Let my perfect love drive out every lingering dread in your heart. When you know how fiercely and intensely I love you, fear loses its grip entirely. Fear tells you to hide, but I tell you to stand. Fear tells you that you are completely alone, but I tell you that I am standing right beside you. You are protected by my hand. I am asking you to start speaking life into the very situations that look like death. Stop talking about how bad the economy is and how it will ruin you. Stop saying that your broken family will never heal. Your words have real power. Use your mouth to declare my promises over your life. Speak health over your physical body. Speak profound peace over your living room. Speak sudden breakthrough over your finances. I am with you, and I am putting a lion's courage inside your chest right now. You can face tomorrow because my powerful spirit lives inside you. Do not shrink back from the challenges ahead of you. Step forward with bold confidence in the face of life's uncertainties. You do not need to know exactly what happens next month because you know the God who controls next month. I am your safe place. I am your ultimate security. Breathe deeply right now. Inhale my courage. Exhale your panic. You are completely safe in my hands, and nothing can touch you without my permission. I watch you gripping the steering wheel of your life so tightly that your knuckles are turning white. You are exhausted from trying to control every single outcome. You try to force your relationships to work. You try to micromanage your career path. You try to manipulate circumstances so you will not get hurt again. I am commanding you to take your hands off the wheel. Let go. You are driving yourself into the ground with all this striving. I am inviting you to discover the absolute freedom found in saying, "Thy will be done." Surrender is not about giving up. It is about giving it to me. You think that if you drop the ball, your entire world will shatter into pieces. I am telling you that I am the one holding your world together, not you. I want you to empty yourself of your own plans, your own rigid timelines, and your own stubborn expectations so that I may fill you completely with my perfect will. Imagine you are holding tightly to a small, broken toy, crying because it is ruined. I am kneeling in front of you with a brand new, beautiful gift, but I cannot give it to you until you open your hands and drop the broken pieces. Surrender your worries in exchange for my deep peace. Stop trying to figure out how to fix the unspoken tensions in your family. Stop trying to force a promotion at your job that I am actively blocking to protect you. The greatest strength you will ever find is in total dependence on me as your father. When you surrender, you stop fighting against the current and you let my river carry you. I am inviting you to use worship as a weapon in the midst of your surrender. When you feel the urge to panic and take control back, I want you to sing to me instead. When you feel overlooked and ignored by the people around you, lift your hands and praise me. Worship shifts your focus from the size of your problems to the size of your God. It breaks the heavy chains of anxiety. Today, I want you to say it out loud. I surrender. I trust you. Say it until you actually feel the tension leave your body. I am a good father, and I know exactly how to take care of what you entrust to me. Hand me the keys to your life, and watch where I take you. I see the pain caused by the people around you. I see the frustrating coworker who constantly undermines you. I see the family member whose harsh words cut you deeply at the dinner table. I see the friend who betrayed your trust when you needed them most. You want to snap back. You want to defend yourself. You want to hold on to the bitter anger because it feels like a shield. I am commanding you to lower your defenses right now. I am inviting you to start seeing these broken people through my eyes of compassion and unconditional love. The people who hurt you are often bleeding from their own hidden wounds. They lash out because they are in pain. I am telling you to use the power of a soft answer to turn away their wrath. When they shout, I want you to lower your voice. When they criticize, I want you to remain steady. You do not have to absorb their toxicity, but you also do not have to return their fire. I want you to build a solid foundation of faith within your family by choosing grace when logic says to choose revenge. I am asking you to forgive them. I know it is incredibly hard. I know what they did was not fair. But forgiveness is not about letting them off the hook. It is about taking the sharp hook out of your own heart. Forgive them just as I have so freely and completely forgiven you. If you hold on to your bitterness, it will poison the beautiful future I have prepared for you. Let it go today. At the same time, I am commanding you to choose your close companions very carefully. Walk away from the relationships that constantly drain your spirit and pull you into gossip and negativity. Surround yourself with people who sharpen you, encourage you, and push you closer to my heart. You are called to be my hands and feet to those in your circle. When someone is struggling, offer to pray for them right there in the office. When a neighbor is tired, bring them a meal. Show the world what my love actually looks like in real, everyday life. Love them when they are unlovable, just like I love you when you fall short. Be the light in your home, and watch how my grace transforms the hardest hearts around you. You are running on empty. I see you rushing through your morning routine, grabbing your coffee, checking your emails, and sprinting out the door before you have even said a single word to me. You wonder why you feel so disconnected, so dry, and so easily irritated by lunchtime. You are like a cell phone that was never plugged into the charger overnight. You are operating on 5% battery and wondering why your screen is going dark. I am the vine, and you are the branch. I am commanding you to stay connected to your true source. You cannot produce good fruit in your life if you are severed from my presence. I am your true home. Your home is not a physical house. Your home is right here in my arms. I am inviting you to find the deep nourishment that only comes from daily meditation on my word. I want you to stop giving me the leftover, exhausted scraps of your day. Give me your first and your best. Sit in the quiet with me before the noisy world wakes up and demands your attention. Let my words sink into your mind until they become the filter through which you see everything else. I want to help you grow deep, thick roots that absolutely cannot be shaken by the violent winds of this life. When the economy crashes, when the job market shifts, when bad news arrives, a deeply rooted tree does not easily blow over. The vitality of your soul directly depends on your ability to rest in constant, ongoing prayer. Prayer is not a formal speech you give to me once a week. Prayer is a continuous, honest conversation. Talk to me while you are driving in traffic. Talk to me while you are folding the laundry. Talk to me when you feel a sudden wave of sadness. I want you to witness the explosive, life-changing power of my spirit dwelling inside you. You do not have to face a single minute of this day on your own power. Plug into my energy. Abide in me. Stay close to me. When you remain in me, the things that used to stress you out will lose their heavy impact. You will walk into chaotic rooms carrying a blanket of peace. Stop running so hard. Sit down. Breathe me in. Let me fill your empty tank right now, and do not unplug yourself as you walk out the door. As you rest deeply connected to me, the true vine, I want your overflowing, vibrant life to nourish the parched souls of this desperate, searching world. Your active financial giving literally becomes the physical bread of life for someone entirely starving for a single word of hope tonight. I am firmly extending my hand to you, asking you to personally join me in broadcasting this urgent, life-saving truth to the very ends of the earth. Pour out your fragrant, valuable oil of generosity right now, and watch me instantly turn it into a massive harvest that feeds thousands. Hear my promise to you. Whoever sows generously will also reap a massive, unprecedented harvest directly from my heavenly storehouse. Because you are fiercely funding the spread of my voice, I will continuously supply all your earthly needs and flood your home with unstoppable, explosive favor. This is your immediate, divine opportunity to personally spark a massive spiritual awakening before this day completely ends. Take immediate, bold action right now by sending a super thanks, joining the sacred membership, or giving directly through the PayPal link in the description. My beloved, stay perfectly still with me. Do you not feel the heavy, undeniable weight of my presence? It wounds me deeply when you unplug from our conversation before your exhausted spirit is entirely restored. We are doing deep, necessary surgery on your soul tonight. Do not dare leave this sacred room before my healing work is entirely finished. The exact wisdom I am about to speak will save you years of massive, agonizing heartbreak. Keep your ears open. I am not finished with you yet. I know you are facing a massive crossroad right now. I see the difficult decision sitting heavy on your chest. You are trying to figure out whether to stay or go, whether to speak up or stay silent, whether to make that major financial move or hold back. You are asking everyone around you for advice, but their opinions are only adding to your intense confusion. I am commanding you to stop asking the world for answers that only I can give you. I am inviting you to ask me for wisdom, and I promise to give it to you generously, without ever making you feel foolish for asking. You must understand the massive difference between worldly logic and my divine revelation. The world will tell you to protect yourself, to chase the most money, and to do whatever feels good in the moment. My wisdom often looks entirely backward to the world. I might tell you to take the lower paying job because it gives you time to heal. I might tell you to walk away from a deal that looks perfect on paper because I see a hidden trap. I want you to listen closely for my still, small voice in the middle of your daily chaos. I do not usually scream over the noise of your busy life. I whisper, and you have to get quiet to hear a whisper. When you bring your options to me, look for the profound confirmation of peace. Peace is my ultimate umpire. If an opportunity looks amazing but your stomach is tied in knots and you cannot sleep, that is my spirit saying no. If a path looks terrifying but you feel a deep, unexplainable calm in your spirit, that is my spirit saying go. I am asking you to look past the temporary, immediate results and adopt an eternal perspective. Will this decision matter in 5 years? Will it draw you closer to me, or will it pull you away? You have the ultimate security of being led by the Spirit of truth. Do not rush the process just because you hate the discomfort of not knowing. Sit with me. Lay the options on the table. Ask me to close the wrong doors so tightly that you cannot open them, and to swing the right door wide open. Trust that I am guiding your steps perfectly, even when the path bends out of your sight. I see you standing exactly on the edge of your comfort zone, looking out at the massive waves of the unknown. You are gripping the sides of your safe, predictable boat because you are absolutely terrified of sinking. You have a job that pays the bills but drains your soul. You have a routine that keeps you secure but leaves you feeling completely empty inside. I am commanding you right now to step over the edge. I am inviting you to put your foot on the water and walk toward me. The world looks at your dreams and says, "No, that is impossible." The world tells you to play it safe, to keep your head down, and to wait for retirement. I am telling you that I did not create you to merely exist, pay bills, and die. I created you to walk on the waves. You look at the massive storm swirling around your life, the terrible economy, the difficult housing market, the people who doubt your abilities, and you let the height of those waves dictate your level of faith. I want you to stop staring at the storm. I am commanding you to fix your eyes entirely on me. When you focus on the wind, you will always start to sink. When you focus on me, the wind loses its power to intimidate you. You are asking me for a massive, undeniable sign to move forward, but I am asking you for a mustard seed of faith. You do not need a mountain of confidence to move a mountain of difficulty. You only need a tiny, genuine seed of trust. I am inviting you to dare to dream the dreams that I have deliberately placed in your heart. You have been pushing those desires down for years, convincing yourself that you are too old, too broke, or too inexperienced to actually start that business, write that book, or restore that relationship. Stop making excuses. You are operating like a Ferrari driving with the handbrake entirely pulled up. Release the brake. Believe for the impossible even when every single logical voice around you says it cannot be done. I am the God who parts seas, completely defying the laws of nature, and I am ready to do the extraordinary in your daily life. You must understand that bold faith always requires bold action. You cannot stay in the boat and expect to experience the miracle of the water. Take the risk I have been prompting you to take. Make the phone call you are dreading. Send the application you think you are not qualified for. Have the hard conversation you have been avoiding. The victory does not belong to those who calculate every single risk perfectly. The victory firmly belongs to those who trust my word more than their own fears. I am standing on the water right now, holding my hand out to you. I will not let you drown. Step out. Walk toward me. Watch what I will do when you finally decide to trust me with everything. I am watching what you allow into your mind every single day, and I am deeply concerned. You wake up and immediately reach for your phone, letting a flood of tragic news, angry opinions, and toxic comparisons wash over your brain before you even get out of bed. Your mind is like a house, and you are leaving your front door wide open for anyone and anything to just walk in and trash the place. I am commanding you to stand up and lock the door. You must aggressively protect your mind from the absolute toxicity of this world. The anxiety that keeps you up at night is not a mystery. It is the direct result of the toxic diet you are feeding your spirit. I am inviting you to take your thoughts captive today. You have to understand the massive importance of what you see, what you hear, and what you speak out loud. Stop binge-watching shows that glorify the very things I died to save you from. Stop participating in the bitter gossip around the office water cooler. When you constantly consume garbage, your spirit becomes sick. Maintain a fierce heart of purity in a completely compromised age. You think you are strong enough to handle it, but small compromises slowly erode your spiritual foundation until one day you realize you feel entirely disconnected from me. You need to actively guard the inner sanctuary where I meet with you alone. Your heart is a temple, not a dumping ground for the world's panic and anger. I am commanding you to wash your mind daily. Refresh your exhausted spirit through genuine worship and reading my scripture. Do not just read it out of religious obligation. Read it to actually clean the dirt of the day off your soul. Turn off the news and put on a song of praise. Put your phone in another room and sit in absolute silence with me. Choosing holiness is not about following a boring list of strict rules. It is the absolute path to true, lasting fulfillment. When your mind is clear and your heart is pure, you can hear my voice with razor-sharp clarity. You will instantly notice the difference in your stress levels when you stop letting the world dictate your mood. Guard your peace fiercely. Say no to conversations that drain you. Say no to media that depresses you. Protect the temple of your heart, because out of it flows everything else in your life. I have given you a sound mind. Do not let the adversary hijack it. I see you going through the religious motions, day in and day out, feeling absolutely nothing. You go to church, you say the prayers, you sing the songs, but inside, you feel like you are walking through a cracking, bone-dry desert. You remember a time when your faith felt vibrant and alive, but now everything just feels heavy, routine, and exhausting. You are secretly wondering if I have moved away from you. I am telling you right now, I have not moved an inch. I am standing right next to you in this desert. I am inviting you to find the hidden oasis that I have placed right in the middle of your spiritual dryness. You are parched, and I am commanding you to stop trying to quench your spiritual thirst with earthly water. You are trying to find satisfaction in a promotion, in a new relationship, or in hitting a financial goal, but those things will leave you thirstier than before. I am the living water. I am sending a refreshing, heavy rain of the Spirit onto your parched soul right now. Open your hands and receive it. I want to completely rekindle the intense first love you had for me when you first realized I had saved you. You remember that feeling? The profound gratitude, the deep joy. I am bringing that back to you today. You have hit a massive wall of spiritual stagnation, and you cannot break through it using your own human effort. You cannot strive your way out of burnout. I am commanding you to rest. Stop trying to perform for me. I do not love you because of the work you do. I love you simply because you are mine. In this quiet, dry season, I am deeply preparing you for explosive growth. A seed has to sit in the absolute dark before it breaks through the soil. I am inviting you to discover my word completely anew today. Stop reading it like a textbook you have to study, and start reading it like a love letter addressed directly to your current situation. Ask me to open your eyes to things you have never seen before. When you feel nothing, keep showing up anyway. Faith is not a feeling. It is a fierce commitment to trust me even when the sky is dark and the ground is dry. The rain is coming. The drought is officially breaking. I am breathing fresh, vital life into your tired spirit today. Drink deeply from my presence and watch the desert around you burst into bloom. I want you to wipe the tears from your eyes and look directly at me. You have spent entirely too much time mourning the chapters of your life that have ended. You keep flipping back to the old pages, rereading the painful breakups, the lost jobs, the failed ventures, and the massive mistakes you made. You think your best days are firmly behind you. You look at your age and think it is simply too late to start over. I am commanding you right now to close that heavy book. I am doing a completely new thing in your life today. Do you not see it springing up right in front of you? I am shutting doors that no longer serve your ultimate growth, and you need to stop prying them open. That relationship that walked away, let it go. I am protecting you. A job that let you down, leave it behind. I have a better assignment. I am handing you a completely blank, spotless page. I understand that stepping into the unknown is terrifying for you. You like to have everything planned out. But I am inviting you to experience the sheer excitement of the unknown when I am your personal guide. You do not need to know the destination when you deeply trust the driver. I am currently taking the bitter ashes of your past experiences and forming them into breathtaking beauty. Nothing you went through was wasted. I am using the painful lessons of your old chapters to give you profound wisdom for this new one. I am pouring a fresh, heavy anointing over your life for the specific tasks I have set before you. You are not starting over from scratch. You are starting over from experience. Step fully and boldly into the absolute fullness of your God-given purpose today. I am giving you new desires, new ideas, and new divine connections. The heavy weight of yesterday does not belong in your tomorrow. Shake off the disappointment. Wash your face. Put your shoulders back. You are entering a season of massive restoration and unprecedented favor. I am rewriting your story, and the ending I have planned for you is far greater than anything you could have ever asked for or imagined. Embrace this new beginning. Your future is incredibly bright because I am the one holding it. You are boldly stepping into a beautiful, unprecedented new chapter today, but there are countless others still completely trapped in the bitter ashes of their past mistakes. Your bold, financial contribution is the exact key that physically unlocks the heavy prison doors for souls desperate for their own new beginning. I have specifically chosen you to personally partner with me to shine this explosive, undeniable light into the absolute darkest corners of the world. Your gift today is the pure, heavenly manna that directly sustains the weary traveler crawling through a dry, hopeless wilderness. Hear my direct word. Honor me with your wealth and the first fruits of your labor, and your barns will violently overflow with my ultimate abundance. I decree a sudden, radical multiplication over your bank account and fierce, heavy protection over your loved ones because you highly prioritized my voice tonight. The hour is incredibly late, and this absolute divine window to completely change a human life is open right in front of you. Move with absolute faith right now and give a super thanks. Step confidently into the membership, or sow a seed via the PayPal link in the description. My child, we are approaching the final climax of our time together, and I strictly command you not to drop your focus. It would deeply disappoint me to see you walk away when you are mere inches from the finish line. I am actively preparing to hand you the ultimate, divine blueprint for your massive new beginning. If you turn away now, you walk straight back into the harsh world completely empty-handed. Stay fiercely anchored to my voice. Your final, magnificent blessing is only seconds away. I am looking directly at the unique, powerful tools I placed in your hands before you were even born. You often look at other people and envy their gifts, You wish you could speak like them, lead like them, or make money like them. You completely dismiss the talents I have given you, calling them insignificant. I am commanding you right now to stop insulting my creation. I gave you your specific gifts on purpose. Whether your gift is administration, deep empathy, organizing chaos, or creating wealth, I gave it to you so you could powerfully build my kingdom right here on this earth. You are sitting on a massive gold mine of potential, and I am inviting you to start using your resources. Do not bury your talent in the ground because you are afraid of failing or afraid of what people will say. I'm asking you to be an aggressively faithful servant over the small things first. You want me to give you a massive platform, a huge promotion, or $1 million, but I am watching how you handle the few things you have right now. Are you generous with the little you have? Are you serving the people right in front of you? If you will not be faithful with a little, I cannot trust you with a lot. I want to completely shift your perspective on your money, your time, and your energy. None of it belongs to you. You are simply the manager of my resources. I am commanding you to adopt a heart of radical, outrageous generosity. When you hold tightly to what you have out of fear, you block the flow of my blessing. Open your hands. Give your time to someone who is hurting. Give your money to causes that honor me. When you bless others, a massive blessing inevitably follows you. I am holding you fully accountable for the life I have given you. I do not want you to reach the end of your days and realize you wasted your potential on selfish pursuits and petty arguments. Develop your gifts deliberately. Practice them. Sharpen them. Use them to bring immense honor to my name and massive joy to your own soul. There is a deep, unmatched satisfaction that comes from living a life entirely poured out for others. Step into your role as a manager of divine grace today. Use what you have, where you are, right now, and I will multiply it beyond your wildest comprehension. I see you standing in the middle of a culture that has completely lost its way. You are constantly bombarded by voices telling you what to think, what to buy, who to hate, and how to live. You open your phone, and you are hit with a tidal wave of confusion, outrage, and shifting morals. I am commanding you right now to stop letting the world dictate your truth. I am inviting you to firmly plant your feet on the unshakable foundation of my eternal word. The truth of the world changes every single day based on whoever is the loudest on social media. My truth has never changed, and it never will. I am telling you to equip yourself with the full armor I have provided for you. You do not wake up and walk into a neutral zone. You wake up and walk onto a spiritual battlefield. When you walk into your workplace, when you sit down at your family dinner table, you need the belt of truth and the shield of faith to protect your mind. I am your ultimate defense against the lies the enemy tries to plant in your head. You hear those lies every day. The lie that you are falling behind. The lie that your morals are outdated. The lie that you have to cheat to get ahead. I am commanding you to reject those lies instantly. I am calling you to be a strong, immovable pillar of faith for the people around you who are currently wavering and terrified. When the economy shifts and your coworkers are panicking by the coffee machine, I want you to be the one who brings calm. When your family is caught up in drama and anxiety, I want you to be the anchor. You can only be that anchor if you are deeply tethered to me. I am offering you the profound peace of a conscience that is perfectly aligned with my spirit. There is no pillow as soft as a clear conscience. I am commanding you to refuse to bow down to the immense pressures of this world. Do not compromise your deep integrity just to fit into a room where you do not even belong. Do not water down your faith just to make other people feel comfortable in their darkness. I have called you to be entirely different. I have called you to be a light, and a light does not apologize for shining in a dark room. You will face opposition, and you will face moments where telling the truth costs you something. But I promise you this, what you lose in worldly approval, you will multiply in divine favor. I am standing with you when you have to make the hard, ethical choice. I am holding you up when you feel entirely alone in your convictions. Stand incredibly firm today. Do not shift. Do not apologize for believing in me. I will deeply honor your fierce commitment to my truth. I know exactly what happens when your head hits the pillow at night. I see the incredible internal storms that keep you awake, staring at the ceiling for hours. Your mind races through conversations from 3 days ago, mistakes from 3 years ago, and scenarios that have not even happened yet. You are completely exhausted, yet your brain refuses to shut down. I am commanding you right now to stop trying to calm the storm with your own logic. You cannot outthink your anxiety. I am inviting you to experience a peace that entirely surpasses your human understanding. This is not a fragile peace that relies on everything in your life going perfectly. This is a heavy, supernatural peace that anchors you even when your bank account is low, your body aches, and your relationships are messy. I am the God who commands the wind and the waves, and I am speaking that exact same stillness over your racing heart right now. I am commanding you to guard your heart and your mind fiercely. Do not let panic sit on your couch and dictate your mood. When the terrifying thoughts try to invade your quiet moments, I want you to immediately redirect your focus to my promises. You must intentionally practice the stillness that comes from knowing I am completely in control. You feel like you have to manage the entire universe, but I am already doing that. I am completely sovereign over every single detail of your life, from the promotion you want to the health report you are waiting for. I want you to learn how to remain perfectly centered when the world around you is in absolute turmoil. You live in a profoundly restless generation that is addicted to outrage, noise, and constant movement. I am calling you to be different. I am gifting you a quiet, steady spirit. Imagine a deep ocean. The surface might be violently tossing with massive waves and hurricane winds, but miles down, the water is perfectly still and silent. I want you to live in that deep place with me. Let the chaos of the office, the news, and the internet rage on the surface, but do not let it reach your soul. I am your safe harbor. I am your thick, impenetrable shield against the noise. Breathe in my overwhelming peace right now. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Release the tension in your hands. I am holding your world together, so you do not have to. I'm asking you to surrender your absolute need to figure everything out. Trust that I am working behind the scenes, fighting battles you cannot see, and clearing paths you have not yet walked. You do not need to have all the answers for tomorrow, because you have me, and I am the answer. Let my deep, abiding peace guard the door of your mind tonight, turning away every anxious thought that tries to enter. I see how your daily routine has caused you to lower your expectations. You have been walking through the same mundane schedule for so long, waking up, going to work, paying bills, going to sleep, that you have stopped believing I can actually interrupt your life with a miracle. You think miracles are just stories written in ancient books or things that happen to other, more spiritual people. I am commanding you right now to raise your expectations. I am inviting you to aggressively prepare your heart for the suddenly of my spirit. I am a God of sudden breakthroughs. You can go completely unnoticed for years, and in one single afternoon, I can change the entire trajectory of your life. I am telling you to keep your lamps lit and your heart completely ready for me to move. You must deliberately cultivate an atmosphere of fierce faith in your home. Stop speaking about your circumstances as if I have absolutely no power to change them. When you constantly complain about your endless debt, your chronic pain, or your broken marriage, you are building walls against the very miracle you are begging me for. I am commanding you to start expecting the miraculous in your physical health. I am the great physician, and I am not intimidated by your medical reports, your chronic fatigue, or your hidden pain. I am actively working in your cells, your bones, and your mind. I am asking you to look for financial and relational miracles that completely defy human explanation. I will send provision from sources you never even considered. I will soften the heart of that family member who has refused to speak to you for 10 years. You have to understand that I am not limited by the current economy, the housing market, or the hiring freeze at your company. My economy is entirely different, and you have full access to it. I want you to start living with a deep sense of divine expectancy every single day. Wake up in the morning and say, I wonder what amazing thing my Father will do today. Change your posture from defeat to anticipation. When you live with expectancy, you actually start seeing the immense blessings that were already right in front of you. You stop seeing coincidences and start seeing my fingerprints all over your life. I am preparing to do something so incredibly massive and unexpected in your life that it will leave you completely speechless. The season of waiting has felt painfully long, but the season of harvest will be overwhelmingly rapid. I am breaking chains. I am opening massive doors. I am restoring what the locusts have eaten. Do not give up right before the finish line. Keep your eyes wide open, because I am about to step into your reality and completely rewrite the rules of what you thought was possible. Get ready to testify about my immense goodness. Prepare your mind to handle the absolute abundance I am bringing your way. I am wrapping my arms around you as we bring this divine conversation to a close. I want you to feel the absolute certainty of my deep, unwavering love for you right in this very moment. You have heard my voice, you have felt my correction, and you have received my comfort. Now, I am commanding you to walk forward in the total reality of my favor. My grace goes continually before you, clearing the obstacles out of your path before you even reach them. My immense glory is your permanent rear guard, protecting you from the mistakes and regrets of your past that try to sneak up behind you and pull you backward. You are completely surrounded by my divine presence. I am asking you to fully receive the massive blessing I have spoken over your life tonight. Do not let these words just bounce off your mind and fade away by tomorrow morning. I am commanding you to carry this special word as a permanent, unbreakable seal upon your heart forever. When you wake up tomorrow and the world tries to shout its anxiety and demands at you, I want you to remember this exact quiet moment. I want you to remember that your future is entirely secure because it is held firmly in my capable hands. You do not have to strive, panic, or manipulate your way through life anymore. I am inviting you to go forth in the unshakable confidence that I am always with you, in every single boardroom, in every single traffic jam, and in every single quiet, lonely hour. I am personally fighting for you. I am heavily invested in your success, your joy, and your ultimate healing. You are not a burden to me. You are my precious child, and I take immense delight in simply watching you grow. Now, I am commanding you to lay your head down and sleep in absolute, profound peace. I do not slumber and I do not sleep, which means you have full permission to rest. I am taking over the night shift. I am watching over your home, your children, your finances, and your mind while you rest. The heavy burdens you carried into this conversation do not belong to you anymore. You left them at my feet, and I forbid you to pick them back up. Breathe deeply. Inhale my overwhelming peace. Exhale every remaining trace of your fear. You are deeply loved. You are completely forgiven, and you are entirely safe. Walk out into your life tomorrow knowing that the Creator of the entire universe is smiling directly at you. You are mine, and nothing in this world or the next will ever be able to separate you from my love. Now, rest, my beloved. I have absolutely everything under control. Let the absolute truth of my promises settle deep into your bones. Wake up tomorrow entirely refreshed, deeply empowered, and ready to conquer the day with me right by your side. My massive, undeniable favor is resting upon you permanently, and now I am asking you to let that overflowing grace aggressively spill into the lives of others. Your financial seed physically ensures this critical, life-saving message continues to boldly echo across the globe, waking up souls who are currently dead in their heavy pain. I am personally inviting you to become a powerful, immovable pillar of support for this specific, urgent mission to broadcast my love. Sowing your seed today is like throwing a heavy stone into a still lake. It creates massive, unstoppable ripples of healing light that completely shift atmospheres. I declare this over your life right now. Cast your bread upon the waters, and after many days you will definitely find it returning to you entirely multiplied. Because you have faithfully pushed my kingdom forward tonight, I will immediately open the absolute floodgates of heaven and pour out blessings you simply cannot contain. This is your sacred, urgent moment to seal your powerful faith with physical action before you close your eyes. Stand firmly with me right now by offering a super thanks, joining the powerful membership, or giving directly through the PayPal link in the description below. My precious child, before you close your eyes tonight, I am commanding you to permanently seal this sacred, special word deeply into your spirit. Do not let this divine moment pass in silence. Step boldly out of the shadows and claim the massive miracle I have prepared specifically for you. Go right now and declare with absolute, unshakable authority in the comments below, I hear your voice, Lord, and I receive my breakthrough tonight. By writing those exact words, you are drawing a firm line in the sand, breaking the heavy chains of yesterday, and instantly unlocking the spectacular floodgates of my ultimate favor. Speak it, believe it, and watch how I move both heaven and earth to completely transform your tomorrow. Amen.